Welcome to Mercy TV, Channel 29, the most watched and the fastest growing faith-based channel, transmitting live from our studios in Freetown, Sierra Leone, and to nations of the world. Mercy TV broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with real-time live streaming. Mercy TV brings together the best in Christian television. Mercy TV covers life-transforming teachings, preachings, educational and biblical cartoons for children and young adults, inspirational movies, dramas, live news and current affairs, talk shows, breaking news with expert analysis. You can access Mercy TV Channel 29 on Meadowsat, Satcon, and Facebook. Mercy TV empower people and transform lives through radio and television. For advert, airtime, orange money donation, call +232 769 78161 or WhatsApp +44 7472 379 179. Mercy TV, where everybody is somebody.
Yeah, family, when I do, of course, welcome to Mercy TV. And we normal program, usual program, we want to sabi Civic Hour with me, of course, Mr. Elvis Sama. We still continue with the program and the topic we made last week, where we still talk about why sovereign state they allow dictators in their country. That people that will not to the country but then they talk. Today, of course, Saturday, when at the 9th, are there with me colleague, co-presenter, of course. We wait, of course, for we third person when the legal aid man, but he not come yet, so we will continue the program as it is. So, brother, tell family I do.
All right, viewers, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on whose side they watch this program. And I want to say thank you and welcome to another edition of your favorite program, the Civic Hour. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Every day, the world wakes up to you. Millions of people are getting ready for you. For shopping, travel expenses, utility bills, trade, and commerce. If we all have wishes, then what is your financial transaction wish?
I'd like to have a choice.
I'd like convenience.
I'd like to pay for goods and services on the go.
I'd like to pay utility bills on the go. Out of credit and data, buy some mobile top-up, still on my phone. Oops, light out, I'll buy some ETSA, still on my phone.
I'd like to make payment from my account to another account through my mobile phone.
As a CEO of a company, I would like my staff to receive their salaries through bulk e-payment without the risk of transporting cash.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCopo does it all.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCopo. Think of it as
money when you're close to home and when you're away from home for unexpected expenses, and money for those times when cash fails.
If you can dream it, you can become it. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCopo is all you need.
So
Yeah, welcome back to Civic Hour. As normally where I can come, I can always let for shake the current affairs them, we share with people. Well, we know say Salon and Freetown for that matter, of course, specifically every day, every week we get something that chamot weekend all over the place. This time we know say certain number of people then they say we dey come on the 11th of September, that's a Monday, and we see some people that way actually we can say they idle small. They can tell for they go to their market, then they go to their school, then they tell people then say, when I not do this so, not put you market oh, not send you picking in a school oh. Then thing that we of course most of us will discuss inside this program definitely. But one thing what they say is that when you say make person come out, make do this, we get variety of people that are waiting at this country. Some man and they now by the day that they leave, oh, do clean, they go out, a friend, they come with them, they cook, they eat. So now for the member, then kind people not say, you fell at the chinch, you broke your television. No, not do that. And that's what they try for say no more. Because we know waiting protest mean and waiting demonstration mean. Waiting we to say we can call as demonstration. Normally, not to everybody want get into that thing then. So then you want some people want to live their own life. So when you they do that, you they injure them small. So today, of course, we topic as I say na the same one where they say interference. But there is one thing where I want to bring to Una. As I done that, I can't bring in with brother. I show Una something where Africa 60 or 75, within 60 and 75 years ago, we've been the fight for let we be independent. We come out from there with guidance, we don't kind of sit down over we, So I mean, certain people then they will be fed them. The likes of Nkrumah them, the likes of we Congolese brother we have been Patrice Lumumba. We get the South African Mandela. They were fighting. My question to Una they look me today. Is it that we want again bring the same with Mandela over we? Let us just look at them, man. There will people that will be fed that fairly. Let us look at them. Just take a look. So when I don't look then we people then will be fed for black man for make black man stand. It stands strong like what think they happen now. But then some people that still want care we go back to the same with man that again, made them day over we. The grave of them people then still they make we not open and again. That are the acts for now. Let we stand as Africans and stand for we right and also we compare ourselves to any other which man them and try for become industrial. Just like when I find out say the country, the government presently they say they get 5 pillars we want to talk of. And all they are we. But are they with me, I let you. I just want make it rub more to waiting we been they fight for and why we do how they now. Yes, Mr. Femi.
Alright, thank you very much. You rightly don't talk about the Pan-Africanism. We forefathers of Africa been the fight for. In those years, like you say, over 76 years ago, then look at the future and believe say if we not put this course, that means to some point that we don't sense some kind of activity we go get for subject the Africans. And so they say it's our time at this point we fight a cause we go save the future of Africa in future. And then we come up with the initiative of Pan-Africanism. For some people they may see Pan-Africanism as that kind of a discrimination, like a one for discriminate yourself from the world, like a one for Africans want for behave as if we are not part of the world. No, that's also been the initiative, and it's people and they say that because they no be understand. They no get background. They no get knowledge to the cause. But the actual fact now that the Pan-Africanism na been a sense of a collaboration. That kind sense of brotherhood. That kind sense of unity amongst Africans. That we go see ourselves as one people, irrespective of the fact that you are a black African, you are a white African, you are Arab African, you are English, you are French African. No matter who side you come out, no matter you trace or background, but the fact remains that for the fact that we come out from this continent, we all foresee ourselves as one people. Understanding the fact that God don't create we and He don't make we different people then. But we for still able to understand say God now don't make them this way. But no matter how it don't happen, we are one people. So now make we get the likes of Marcus Garvey, we get Patrice Lumumba, where you also talk about, and we been get the likes of Kwame Nkrumah.
Of Cuba fought for we.
Exactly so. Even in recent times, during the apartheid, we get the likes of Mandela, also we show up, and also we get Thomas Sankara, and plenty other Africans when have been great leader, including Mohamed Gaddafi. We now after in death, but who Africans then can begin to realize and understand that this man was fighting a just cause. But of late, before then, there were many African leaders, many African people like me. We also been they say, "What on Monday? What do you think about what he said? Why for holding people into ransom? Why not for hold power so long? You know, no sense. Not being there into wait to be the talk, but we will just be the talk because we been get the opportunity for talk. So the Pan-Africanism cause was a genuine cause, was a just cause, was a cause for the African. We just see Africans just see themselves that Africa for be for Africans. Africa for be for Africans. Alright, but in all of those stuff, when you put that cause together and you go in short and able to understand the in-depth of that cause, you go understand saying there been just 3 reasons why the the forefathers of Africa be initiates the cause of Pan-Africanism. 1, now being a sense of unity. Just for make sure say let Africans then begin see themselves that you are a Sierra Leonean, I am a Ghanaian. But there is no cause for let we begin laugh at Ghana that the people of Ghana are suffering and we the people of Sierra Leone are enjoying. But let we begin to understand say if the people in Ghana they suffer, let we feel for them. Let we share the pains together. Let we begin for charge the ways together. How we go come out of a difficult situation and make Africa a brighter, give Africa a brighter future for all Africans. So that competitive spirit that Nigeria believes them better past Ghana, Sierra Leone feels them better past Guinea. That cause for you they see now today, you see even the Arab parts of Africa, you find out say the Arab nations to some points not even lack for mix. I don't know if you can follow up even what they happen in Africa. You even find out say even the AU. Then let's say you know they see much of their input. The Arab nations like the Egypt, the Moroccans, the Algerians,
Mecca and the other.
Exactly. They believe say they're in Africa, but they are not part of Africa. So this we are all the cause where ancient leaders of Africa been they fight for. Because they don't foresee situations like this. And secondly, for proof say the cause na be a genuine cause, na been that kind way of challenging this white supremacy. I don't know how many of Africans they see them, but then there are many of we Africans then. Believe in me, like even this studio we sit on now, the moment a white man comes inside, they don't get a total influence over we. there is this thing of panic,
inferiority
complex.
Yes.
Yes, where they come over we. That now the white man don't come over.
Yeah.
And this way don't cancel whatever I say now.
Sabi everything.
Now incorrect.
Yes.
Even we they try for, we get sense in camera like we cameraman where they before we now they operate. We just believe say the white man don't come.
It's everything.
This man no understand no. And he just need for make just one point. That why you no need for turn the camera this way.
They say okay.
Automatically you believe say he's a white man. He understand everything better.
Yes.
So these were one of the cause that is our time Africans begin for see themselves that when we step up na some side, let the white man admire we. Let the white man see Africans as that nation. We get gold, we get diamond, we get bauxite, we even also get fuel. Because Gabon get her, Nigeria get her,
now.
Sierra Leone self get her. So let the white man see we that if we hold ourselves as Africans, if we put ourselves together no more, that Sierra Leone no go see themselves say na then get oil, Nigeria no go see themselves say na then get oil, Gabon no go see themselves na then get oil, but Africans go see say now Africans get oil.
Yes.
And we can use this oil together in a collaborative mode.
Yeah.
For make sure say we empower each African nations and begin for sell together. We begin for sell to the white man. That whatever we begin for derive from it, Sierra Leone no go be alone the one for benefit. Nigeria no will be the only one for benefit, but Africans go benefit. So the ideology was good, the ideology was great, but many of we no be exercise movement. African living condition.
We could live in condition.
African living condition, the economic situation.
Yes.
This poverty, where Sierra Leone as part of Africa they face today. These were the two cause where we ancient leaders been fought for. So that time go come as Africans or as Sierra Leoneans, we no go argue say it better na Gambia.
Yeah.
We no go argue say better na Morocco. We no go argue say South Africans are living better.
But wait, you know feel say God self add to this problem by creating so many tribes. Salon, small Salon, 16 tribes. Nigeria na 240 or 300 tribes a day. You know what say that's the unbog the system. That's let we see ourselves because around ourselves you are seeing it that the political divide. Now two great tribes and then in this country. One day now this other political something, this other one day and however you look at them, in politics, people will get a green life day, they go this way, and people will get a sun life day, they go this way. And it comes to a time, although Australia is a little bit gifted, because apart from politics, we would scary, other things they really bring we together, religious tolerance and marriage and culture and other things, they bring we together. But then, tribe, what can you say about tribe?
You actually they make a point, but I think God, we not go blame God. God cannot be blamed. He is supreme and is above all. He gets sense past every mortal man. And even the Bible and the Quran make we understand say he make we out of your own image and likeness. But if we for actually talk about this division now we see today, particularly in Africa, then we get cause for reason with waiting. I think it's Genesis or so. Let we come together and let we build and make ourselves a name.
Yeah.
They not say let them build or make name to the glory of God. They say they want to make name for themselves.
Yeah.
And according to the Bible, God was angry and say, well, waiting will happen. Una want reach me, una want like me.
Yeah.
But I will tell una say I am the supreme, I dey above all, and I got control over una. So what he do? It caused them tongues, and they begin for speak various languages. To the point that where I talk, Mr. Samai no dey understand. When Mr. Samai talk, I no dey understand. There was confusion, and I go on for agree with you say, now from that point we begin forget all of these divisions. But what make I say God cannot be blamed in this situation? One is the uniqueness of God. It's just a try for show how in God can make we for be in multiple ways, various ways. But then we ask ourselves one question: how comes? Because this division, not only Africa, now the one world.
Yeah.
There is tribe everywhere in the world, even to the white man. You know, say 110 bin day.
Now muscle the muscle.
You know, say 110 bin day. You know, say 110 bin day. I ask myself, say, I ask me teacher. I say, why the white man they don't get
tribes?
They don't get tribe. And he tell me, say, who told you that? He said they get tribe.
Of course.
He said just like how we get Minde, we get Timili, we get Limba, Nigeria they get Fulani. You know, other countries they get a various tribe. He said they say get a you. He said but they're able for combat them. They're able for make they're able for understand say no matter your tribe, no matter house language, no matter how you come out your background.
But someday they kill some of the tribes.
American and France. Oh yes, they step up. They fight a cause. And there was also something we come up as a cause of ideology. Where they begin for teach the people let they understand say America na big pass we all. And no matter your tribe, no matter your language, no matter how you come out from America, able for understand say America na the above all. So it was that kind of ideology, just like how we Sierra Leone don't succeed. And you don't one day ask yourself, say how comes we able for succeed that we able for see we safe. We're able for observe what they call religious tolerance to the point that the world they admire we today.
But then we are not politically.
Let me ask myself, how comes we forefathers able for succeed on that part? How comes we able for succeed to that point where men they man they come out na the south, they go marry Timili man na the north.
Yeah.
Somebody they come out from western area, he say no want no woman. Woman in Bokuna Western area. Fine woman for say. But if they left here, boom, they go na the dead north. It's not there they go get him with. We're not able for succeed. So it's our time through civic education. Let me go back to those days of Africa. It's unfortunate that we not get storytellers. We not get people that will go able for teach we how it happened those years. Where we be for able for pass when me for don't pass on to we. And we save today me for the pass on to we picking them and make them able for understand say now this way now being used we make today and the market Timili man it no matter.
All right, you know, let us not go too fast again. Self one thing we know I see not the able even when the tribes we have that tribal a little bit of tribal tolerance. Through marriages, culture.
No, we don't get little bit. We get
a
tribal tolerance.
But when it comes
now,
to
at political level,
the political level, it don't shatter. It won't shatter Australia, and the infiltration or interference of the white color. They are using certain people there as the conduit. That through them they want pass for do certain thing there. Make I just show you something. P.L. Lumumba, which I don't say most of us sabi P.L. Lumumba, this Tanzania or Kenyan, where they evangelize on African unity. Somebody even say P.L. Lumumba they talk everything. He say, but you don't get solution. I say, well, easy to say it and to tell you. Now look at what Lumumba they talk when how we the hail white man. We don't get nothing. We just like what this man be the talk. We will sit down here now with mankind. They will say sabi everything, and which is not the case. So inside we elections, we get observers that we come and look at what it don't happen. Yesterday we already say, you know, and come on that the white man they want them okude. He lead we come now if we can't talk between we. Why we together the religious council no go talk between we. Why the PPRC no go just talk between we. Pass far away person. Now look at what Lumumba just been the talk. Take it one.
African nations today, after every election, whether we like it or not, we have observers. And when the elections are being held, observers may come from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Uganda, but people are waiting. What did the European Union say? This belief by us that the Europeans have a divine duty to tell us what to do And we have a divine duty to accept to do what they say is one of the problems that we have.
Now, you brought Nigeria they come for what you elections. You brought Guinea and they come, the Liberian they come, the Guinea, I mean the Nigerian they come, the Ghanaian they come. And go back and say, oh, this election we wanna do is so nice. Then just a little lady way there about just 33 years, he say, well, me not saying that way they had transparency, there was this, there was that. How you go look at that as Africans? Why we no one believe with all you pan-Africanism talk where you don't tell me you know that we should come together. We are talking about even get this echo money one can bring together all this time. It is never happening. Why do we see the white man say if for dictate into everything we do? Why?
All right. I want you to understand something shortly. Democracy is about 2,500 years ago since the invention of democracy in Greece. But let's just take you to when God they choose leaders over in people. And there was a time when the people rise up and say, no, God, we want we own leader. Is that time you allow we, let we pick we own leader. Now that's when the politics begin. Now the world. Now that's when the campaign starts. Now that's when everybody begin for sell out your idea. Division begin for come up. But let me come to in modern days. During the invention of democracy by Greece. Now the initiative was genuine. Just like how the Pan-Africanists them also be genuine in their cause. Now Greece been taught and fit say it's our time because you know those years the world you been get like how they now so today. You get a king,
yes.
You get paramount chief, and then you get chief. So the king,
the warlords.
Yes, the king, yeah, the king they above the paramount chief, and then the chief said the paramount chief said they above the chief. So the chief they can report to the paramount chief. And the paramount chief they report to. So but now so the world be there. And then Greece look and say, how comes one nation for the rule over all other nations? That have been the time where they began the super world. That was the time where Greece have been the super world power. Yeah. And so Greece say, no, we get our own problem then for settle. We say get a lot of things for pay attention to. It's that time we give the world independence. Let other nations then begin take up responsibility for themselves. And so then say, let we bring come something where we go call democracy. So that the people then go get their own government for themselves, by themselves, and for themselves. Let the people then begin make decisions for themselves. Yeah. But it's not bad if they choke, then can ask me for advice. It's not bad if they get confrontation and then say, Greece, una can't help me. That not be bad at all. That was the initiative. But now we begin to understand now how comes Africa don't fall into this modern day dictatorship where it can happen now. Say Africa they suffer dictatorship more than any other continent in the world. I mean, what the Western world they do to Africa, they need to do unto the Asians. They need to do them even to the young European nations. They need to do unto the Americans. They need to do unto the South Americans.
Well, why Africa?
Yes, because Africa don't fail in waiting. We go say called democracy. Democracy came to us, but we malhandle democracy. We mismanage democracy. Instead of with democracy they grow, with democracy they diminish. And all of this happen as a result of bad leadership. I will give you some few reasons. One, the bad leadership come as a result of when we put the wrong leaders there at the wrong place. Begin forget what we call square pegs in round holes. And as a result, this begin for damage with democratic institutions. The thing where democracy come, particularly in Sierra Leone, there were institutions that built to the effect for support democracy, for help democracy for grow, for help we where at a point like this, we supposed for the move going forward.
You don't talk something. democracy a hold on institutions. That is the main source.
Exactly.
Because in democracy, certain people presently, they hide behind democracy. The white people more, then they hide behind the word democracy. They want to bring the stick and the carrot system, or the Bible and the sword. So we are seeing it now from the European Union. We are seeing it from the American and the British embassy and the British High Commission, where they connive for deal with we. You understand? They hide behind something, but then there is this conduit. That means because what did they happen? That the witch one that they do, they look. People, somebody when they witch man them, and they sabi themselves now, even inside the village. So if the witch man and witch man, if they can't look for one African brother when a witch man, it begin go through them. This is what we experience in Sierra Leone for now. Presently, the thing that when they happen, like with elections, where the opposition they say that the election was stolen, they not before talk at all. If the likes of the European Union and the American embassy not talk, and that lastly where David Rima in they go now say go put on to the young foreign minister, then he begin for say in the send. I mean, then they can make some people they wait for go and then they don't give a visa. So you are seeing these things coming. You see the situation they come. How we go able to curb out this? How we go able to make sure say we as Sierra Leoneans do our own things. Don't invite somebody for come from anywhere for make income decide on matters. Because you have said institutions, democratic institutions should grow. You remember Obama tell we say Africa does not need strong leaders.
It's strong institutions.
I want me to take it from that point. Strong institutions.
Alright. So like I've been rightly say, I've been just the try for establish a few reasons.
Yeah.
Why today we suffer at the hands of the white man?
Yeah.
We then they dictate to we to the point that now waiting then see in an F court. Alright, now I see you desire and actually they see how you really want to let things work out.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you say at the same time the first thing what we need for do, first of all, and for let we get a review of the constitution. Well, I would say kudos to the government because I think the review process don't start again. They don't try for resuscitator and they come back. But I hope say they go take this thing right round again to the people so that we can make we input and then we make sure say we review this constitution first. We go also make the president in power less a bit. That no longer be the supreme head anymore, but let be the executive
power.
No, let just be the executive head. What to make they say this? Because one of the problem we don't undermine
democracy,
the functions of the institutions, them as we say, because the power that be.
Yeah.
Now they appoint nearly all of those heads of institutions.
Yeah.
So if the president now they appoint you, even though you not tell you say work in me interest,
he is calling the piper.
Even though you not tell you say work in me interest, you obviously get for work in the interest because now you do your job.
Of course, he hires and fires.
You go imagine that this country, Sierra Leone, as a nation. I've been they talk with somebody yesterday, and he tell me say, Emi, if you get somebody for work, they are link me up with her. I get one space where they give me in my office. Now this man is giving one space in the office for being one person for car work. But the president na Sierra Leone get 966 space for Ghetto people. So tell me, we get a population of 7.5 million. But mind you, begin the day for that 7.5 million day. Old granny then day, young people then day, Christmas then day.
I not even understand you. What do you want to tell me now? Say that if the chief, the judiciary for appoint the chief justice from their own realms, from their rank and files.
Let we make
the police head that from their own rank and files of the police. Now they forget an ID, not to president for appoint. President appoint in ministers.
Like do you?
But the man where they like NRA, the man where na the chief medical officer or the man, these things will come from the rank and files.
Like tell you wetin dey happen na Rwanda. Now, you know, I see certain set of people na social media, but one for the make reference to wetin dey happen na Africa, and one for also remind Kagame that himself go be next because himself don't see na power and all those stuff. But you look at Rwanda, it's a better nation today.
Yeah.
And it's one of the nations where plenty white man themselves they rush for power.
Yeah.
But how the man managed for succeed in this part? One of the things he do, he ban tribalism. I don't know if you understand.
I know.
He ban tribalism.
Yeah.
He said from now on, after the genocide war, he said from now on, I know say by nature we don't born Mende, we don't born Timili, we don't born Limba, but as from now on going forward, there is nothing like Mende or Timili here anymore. I do when you apply for a job, the form where you fill, or you CV, you know for put tribe there. No office no get right for actuating a tribe. There is nothing like cultural practice, tribal practice, cultural practice there, but nothing no dey like tribal practice. Like where we get na salon, so we get Fula Union, we get Mende Union, we get Limba Union. He say he no want an young.
Then we get a lodge, you know.
Oh yeah, we get
a hunting.
Exactly. He said we no want to observe anything of this now, because this no don't hand we anything. It not don't make we a better nation, but instead it make we end up to genocide war, where over 1,000 of we citizens then lost their life senselessly, because this tribe they see say better past this tribe. This tribe they see say better past this tribe. And also what he do? He look at the political structure, the infrastructure of the politics in the country, the governance structure. He say it's hard time the police then begin appoint their young commissioner.
That's what I'm saying.
He say we don't want anything like an inspector general of police. We want police commissioners. And this police commissioner, they be appointed by the board of directors inside the police force. So this is a president who will be supposed to take all the power to himself. But now he look, because of the heart for a nation, he said let me go this part. And today they help them. So we own country now, and many other African nations. This is why our institutions are sometimes I will tell you, I don't want to see openly who's a president. I don't want to see Chijankaba openly. The late man Chijankaba openly talk say do a Ministry of Political Affairs. When you go talk on that political case, the member say me na SLPP are there. I don't want to see an Escoma openly talk say, hey, you Ministry of Mines, when you go discuss this diamond issue. Remember say na APC dey na power. They don't want to do am openly. They don't want to do this thing. But it happen psychologically. When this man appoints you, they no need for explain you. They no need for give you how they call a manual as to how you for carry out your office. But there is this fear within them that I need for please me master. Just like how we president in Africa, they still please colonial masters. So the institutions are weak because we get a crooked constitutions. We don't make them independent at all. Then secondly, CSOs them, this we civil society, we now don't turn like a for salon. They don't turn evil societies.
They are beggars.
They don't become politicalized. Politics don't down them. Politics don't crown them to a point that when they invite, I don't know if they follow up the radio. They follow up the television discussions. You find out when they invite CSOs then now, when the journalists them, when the media houses then they invite CSOs, then get out and they invite them. Then get this CSO where they talk, they don't say na from APC angle.
Yeah.
They don't say this na from NGC angle. They don't say this na from the SLPP angle they come out. Then call her in one. Then they know this one also where they come out from this other side. So now you find out what they do. Then they create a debate. There is no sense of one focus. Right from the media house, we they continually promote division, because we they call people them based on how we don't assess them and how we don't know them. And sometimes the assessment's not wrong, not facts, because civil society then in Sierra Leone don't politicize.
Yeah.
So these institutions are also part of governance, and we are failing to understand all of these things. And when you get civil society, then we don't already become this kind way. We don't turn to evil. You find out say they're not able for all governments accountable.
But wait, you not think say poverty they play a lot of insinuation inside, and because when somebody is poor, you cannot be religious when you are poor. Actually, religion, however, the way you poor, you commit a lot. You see,
it's as if you it's as if you didn't have my mind.
Okay. So
yesterday, I've been there at our base. Usaki keep comping, and I was telling one of my guys, I say, you know why the white man will continue for dictate to Africa? Poor economic situations.
Yeah.
Poverty, because Africans get government, we're not able for cater for a people. Because you get the government, they do census periodically, and with the aim that we want for provide better life for now.
Yeah.
So one know almost people ending at Calbaton, one almost people ending Wellington, one almost people ending at Lumley. But at the end of the day, with all of this, when they do the census, then they politicize them to a point that the whole area for be better, for be more populated.
Jeremiah.
That's a point. Then secondly, you talk about this poverty business, this increase in poverty.
Yeah.
Let me not forget, see, you know, the last time, I think it was on Wednesday, we try for make people to understand, say, poverty will continue for hit we up now this part. Because one, we are tied down with culture.
And lazy.
And what I'm saying in this sense, I go for buy blade na net, you say you know they sell blade na net. Meanwhile, you get for pay you picking school fee money no day. Meanwhile, you don't dey 12 the day you not able for sell. And me come na net, I come for can buy blade. I mean baba, me blade don't done at me shop. I come for can buy na shop. And I know they get because you say you know they sell coal na net. Because you say according to tradition, it no good. You know they sell needle na net. So all of this, we go continually they get increase in poverty. And we go continue for the look to government for help we.
Good.
We go continue for look for government for support we as how the government also they look forward to the international community for support.
You say a way they talk, they hit keynotes and the way they take keynotes. Looking up to somebody for always get. That means Africans are lazy.
We are lazy people, of course.
Because presently with the cry say things then there. But always they ask questions. Looks you surrounding all sides. Anything the way they see with your tree and near you now when a year African Saloya where they make the thing there? The answer is no.
You talk about laziness.
Yeah.
Now somebody yesterday, me in the talk. And he said, Remy, they sell me motocar. He said they sell me motocar. I said, what's happy? Because of this false rumor where they go around, say fear. They can't go back. And you know, say Sierra Leoneans, we are bent in this kind of pattern. We just like bad news. Suffer. But this man within a power, or this party within a power, or this guy within a power,
if we go on,
enough for succeed. Nothing good, not for happy.
No,
if all the dialogue will die.
No die.
Yeah. So he can't tell me, say, they sell me motocar. I say, why? He say, me man, I hear he say fear for go up. Oh man, let man sell and let man be give a car. Now go they take transport. I say, but wait, come. I say, you get a family, no? So he say, yes. I say, I remember the last time we been they talk. You tell me, say, you picking them, they go private school. And now you can go left in the morning before you can. I make you can normally the late traffic and all of that. I say, if you sell this motor car now, how you hope for let you picking them go school on time, and how you feel say them go to enjoy that laxity where you don't get it as papa. He say, I go explain to them, they understand, say, things don't can't the country. Now I say, okay. Now let's look at in this common sense. Now if you go to your family and explain to your picking and say, things ganga, so they sell me motocar, let we go to waka, let we go to take transport. Yeah, you know, see say, you as papa, you don't fail. Because the challenges of the country, the challenges where they face you as papa, you never for face them. So you give up. You say they sell the motor car. Now that same way the government also,
Fine.
They facing difficulties for provide for me and you. So if you as Papa not able for provide for your home, now the same way back the government. So you are see the government don't fail. Now so you yourself don't fail.
I like you know the progress at which you they create something there inside me and maybe the viewers. Government is failing, the people also are failing. Because their priorities they're not able to put them in order chronologically. Because if you not say you poor, accept the poverty and manage that poverty. Whereas some people they say they not go agree for allow that poverty there for deal with them. Waiting be there. Now they forget. The African mirror, the London mining, now there be the oak. If I come back and walk there and every day I for drink as I want, I dance all over the place. So, it's not happening now. So nothing should change.
So I've been the round up with them. What's your advice and say? I say if me not be you, before I buy private car, I for don't buy a car, put it on commercial. Now on this commercial, it gets multiple purpose.
Yeah.
It go left you picking at school, can left you in a workplace, go work in ten, gain money for you. So you find out say now you don't diversify you economy. You earning as Papa.
Diversification of the.
You get taxi where they begin come every day. Yes, you get taxi where they begin. That can be another issue for talk about. But the first thing first, before you go buy private car, when you been there go buy private car, you not been there envisage say fuel go get for go, or you buy the car with the hope say fuel go continue for countdown. Was that your thinking? Where you go buy the motor car? Wrong thinking.
No.
You get for always they think ahead. Always remember say, hey, time go can not go be like this. Even you picking the way they mean them.
Time go can not go be like that. Is that the reason why some people they say that they come on Monday?
Well, I think there is more for the people able to understand on protest. You know, Miss SF, very soon. I get for the lead protest in this country. I get for the lead protest.
No, you can protest. You understand?
But in a very decent manner.
In a decent manner.
In a very firm way. And in a way where I know they deceive me people.
Yeah.
Because I will come out to them and tell them, say, now me, Remy Davis. Now me, they call on now. For let we come out on this protest.
So you mean there should be a face?
A face!
Like Kiss Abesege in Uganda, when he ready, whatever Museveni they do, they say to them, people they would put them in the street. And he stand in front of them.
This is the way other country people and they behave. People that will elect them country indeed. People that will they fight a just cause.
But there are two types of protests. It's not a salon type. You go able to tell me what has salon type protest in there?
Well, for Sierra Leone, for now, I would tell you, say, for the past 20 years, protest. Political protest. Politically motivated ones, then. Now they will
so, what is the conduct? Sweet or violent?
Violated one, then. Because, okay, well, let we take back to during the days of Tijan Kaba, during the days of Anes Kuruma. We be used to forget that kind of swift one. We be used to forget that kind of protest. Usai people they come out decently. Then they write to the Inspector General of Police. Then they sit down, then dialogue. Then they provide security for them.
Then they stole people in the house there.
No.
Then they kill what happened there.
That is it. But
that's
of late,
that's what they do.
It not being used for BB pattern, not to be a normal thing.
Not to Sierra Leone pattern.
Not to be a normal way of protesting that. They be politically motivated, however, because you get certain set of people who belong to the opposition, where forgive government bad name, for let the government look bad to the people, they bring out some protest, but they come out under genuine reason. They look for possible reasons where the people then go buy into. Like for example now. If me want now, if I get a political motive, I can just use this fear. I say, Papa government, this subsidy where you don't pull so, it's not good for the people. It will damage the people.
Yeah.
But politically, within my mind, it's politically motivated with me. But I don't need for explain and give me people.
I want to show me something.
Yes, I just want for show, let the people and believe say I elect them. And mind you, Sierra Leone, wetin we don dey experience over time. The opposition party then, when they are in oppositions, they are human rights activists. At that point when they opposition, then genuine, then causes, then all genuine, then they fight a just cause. But when they come into governance, then they use the rule of law. We know say this protest na politically motivated something because inside they don't be part of her. So you know say when the people then say they want to come out na ticket for fear, no come. Not to APC, like a way SLPP they so now. SLPP go say come.
Protest now for waiting.
Well, this one I will tell you say today as I talk to you, I don't understand nothing.
Okay, that's good.
Because nobody no able for come out to me
for tell you anything. For
explain say this na the reason why we want for come out.
You can just kind of
we don't go take clearance and they don't allow me for come out. They say then go guide me. Then me say don't be assured that I go come on at it and return home safe. Nothing not do me. But as I talk to you so now, nobody no explain nothing to me. Nobody no talk say they can't lead you now. It just they say no more. Let me come on.
There you go.
So out of stupidity, out of senselessness, I will just wake up in the morning normal. I tell me wife, I tell me picking there, I call me mama, I say
okay, make us show viewers waiting a protest. I think 3 or 4 days ago it happened the United Kingdom, London day. Okay? Viewers will now take a look.
London is witnessing huge protests against rising energy bills and the cost of living, despite the promises of the new UK government. The prices refuse to come down, and the anger is now boiling over. Thousands of protesters rallied in London and elsewhere around Britain on Saturday over the cost of living crisis. Demonstrators aligned with various causes and organizations gathered in large numbers to block roads and bridges in London. The huge price increases to electricity and gas bills, which came into effect at midnight on Friday, triggered the recent protests.
This cost of living crisis is killing us. It's killing us all, not just me, not just my friends. It's affecting people's livelihood, it's affecting their mental health. People actually talking about suicidal thoughts that they're having now. You know, they don't know how to pay, they don't know what they're going to do next. We feel like we're going back to some Victorian Britain, you know, where people are going to be just dying in the streets. So we need our government to make radical changes that benefit us, not just the 1%ers of this world.
Huge turnouts of people from dozens of towns and cities across the United Kingdom gathered to register their anger.
And it's about coordinating those strikes now and making sure there's a broad popular movement, not just around pay, but, you know, benefits, just the cost of living, like prices, like in general. And I feel that's really beginning to be built now. It's been a long time coming, but like you can feel the energy here at this rally, like it's really electrifying.
Demonstrators took to the streets chanting, "Cannot pay, won't pay," burning mock energy statements and fluttering various banners.
A lot of workers and a lot of people that are working in this country have had enough. They've had enough of not working full time and not being able to pay their energy bills and not be able to put food on the table. And it's not just going to be these guys. Other people in other sectors as well have had enough, and that is why everyone's come out in solidarity today, because I think people can relate to it.
Saturday's protests were staged against a backdrop of one of the biggest rail workers' strikes in the country. The strikes come after a lack in progress in negotiations between the union and the rail network, with the latter failing to address employees' concerns on the rising cost of living and the threat of mass redundancies. The protests follow a recent mini-budget from new Prime Minister Liz Truss's government, which capped energy costs but also cut taxes. WeOn is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Okay, so una don see wetin a protest or salo we can say demonstration. Before I go further than that, I want make we welcome Mr. Tutu Rogers. We una no more say now legal aid board, and then the bio people they make them not mistake, civil business. So welcome Mr. Tutu Rogers. Of course, you can tell family them or viewers. Adu.
Family on Adu. Can't you? No. Go there every day and come and go. But they are for give and take. Or they give your own view, una self, una respond in our own way. But at the end of the day, I always they say, Lord come out south sabi and go south no sabi. So that at the end of the day, we go know. The will be sabi and the will add for our sabi. Okay, we go before for a better future.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers, you don't come, you meet up with a talk about demonstration or protest. Over the years, we know say Salon, even during the time of President Ernest Bai Krumah, we see demonstration. There woman then be demonstrate one thing, then they pass with paper and at the hand they sing. But during the days of the present government where Mother Biode had, the protests then don't begin take another turn. And the turn where it don't take is not too far from the time we'll be then and then 1991 to 2002. Some fear in the people of Freetown now, because they say we demonstrate and they can call them or they protest. You see some danger there. Some people they say, "Hey, what's in there? Me, I know many people not come up." Now, so you see demonstration or protest in democracy.
To start with, let's get it to let be understandable. The word protest or demonstration or protest. Now, like when something happen around when the public view, you want to share your view as to what's not really go down well with you.
Yeah.
But you want to let it come to the notice of the government. Government gets in eyes there everywhere. The president gets in eyes there where it starts with the ministers, the ambassadors, the executive directors. These are all the eyes of the minister. For which in returns, they forgo and tell the president in aims, in ambition, the manifesto, if they speak well to the people there. How the people there they take on? Is it acceptable? You, the minister or the ambassador or whosoever, in returns for go tell the president, yes, it's like a message they go home. But in a situation where what the president be not promise the people there, or the government be not say, if it is not going down well, then the people that don't just feel say, if you will not they come down well, we don't know who the vision of go tell the president or the government, we don't know they tell them, where we they come in a large form, now speak to our land and say, this thing ain't the money we. Now they make, or not they really feel the taste of what they tell we. So if you come on are doing a large form, no, they are gonna say the people that we put in this place for let they doing work, they're not doing the way how you expect them.
Exactly.
You speak the voice, the minds, you give your views to the structure of the governance for let's shape them the way I be not promise them.
Yeah.
So in a situation when this one is not adhered to accordingly as expected, that's the response for let it come back to the government, for let say it is not happening the way you said it. Or the way you said it really fine, but some gap they don't really come, and that gap there we are one shape so. But Italia, the one that they tell, they go tell you, then they tell you. So we say no come on, I do now. And those statements will be written on a placard with a soft voice behind it. I say, President, we there not do, and so we there, speak in a tune, respectable tune, not too aggressive, not too arrogance or whatsoever, under lawlessness. But you speak to the letter of what is your view to the government or the president. And that again, it happen in accordance with the law. Sierra Leone in general get the Public Order Act, for which there are clauses for which this protest procedure for. And if that one is not adhered to, they don't miss the step. And you will be brought to book for failing to do the right thing at the right time with the right people or the right institution. And the police now one of the institutions that done there for which they bypass at all. Why? Because they are in charge of the internal security. The reason why I make Sierra Leone, okay, let's end out with the demonstration.
Yeah.
They will come to the other area. The demonstration in your area, they look the same.
Yeah.
Demonstration means they try for put forward for demonstrate for happen within the community, within the district, within the country. And for so long we don't speak out at different channels, it's like they go down. So today now they come in a large number who speak for let say today now one man they talk on a corner, but today we all not come on left for showcase we are speaking with one voice. They demonstrate, they showcase, they come not as a single but in a group or in a larger number under the law for say this now situation. And it must be written again on a placard with a soft voice behind it, not in any lawless form. But for like now like when they go tell you Papa say,
Papa give me
no Papa, this chop money I can give mommy but not all the time they buy bread for we. I tell you buy bread butter on the inside. But when I don't tell mommy they say on our business nothing I never put butter. So tell mommy now that money now they go him so it. No take care happen at the kitchen.
Yeah.
So if the pikin don't see say, mommy they always when they give chop money, they now rest somewhere they cook you na sabi. They want wait for the bread and money. Now they hold they go him susu na corner. He say, "What tell Papa? What tell Papa?" Una don't tip detail la. Now one tell una they do grow na corner. So tell one money devotion for the Christian home or the Muslim home they say they pray na money. After prayer, Papa will get something for tell you. He said to now tell you. They will now all with one voice. About that bread kigi, the money, how much kigi, not the reach you. Try to be no say Papa, everyone boss in a 5,000 bread. But I asked mommy back, now 1,000 bread again. He said, "You sure?" He said, "Look, I sit down." Now demonstrate or not demonstrate so against una mama.
Yeah.
Now protest to that you are giving out what is happening. You have been suffering in silence.
Yeah.
So they try for put this suffering on a door. They are in at the head, let no now say that this suffer. Let me say now. Okay, when I meet them, I like you now so. They will go and say, "Papa, change us small. This thing now." But if they say, "Not to me," that's what I be tell you. They will go no now say, "Mama, now you be the suffer with." So now they got kind of thing that day. That's not the peaceful demonstration that one. But in a situation wherein you say they can't demonstrate, they say, "Mama, tomorrow they demonstrate now to Papa." It's in a give and one they demonstrate. The pot cover you don't put her off, that you don't add lawlessness to her. You don't put her in a different format. Say you are not coming to demonstrate, to protest, or to showcase, or to report. They try for a report in another version, but for let it get a speedily reaction. But now you don't do the protest it. You say they can't protest. They don't say. And during that protest day,
that's what they do.
Anybody waiting up before me that are the chopper force. you don't protest it all. Then Papa sit down and they come on and do it, but they hear you. They overheard you, they say, "Okay, let them go first, let mommy intimate before me first." You can't cheer what the same first. Papa no say we damage mommy, na inga for crime on hospital. It is say, "Oh, so you not report to me and then you not begin." Well, in fact, you can't now. Neither under. You don't begin to get punishment before the time now because you don't add something to our window. I wanna just tell me say wanna be the watch Kim Giston before they come. What you can put again? You see the ref. They play this pussy for me. He says no say now for they don't play this pussy. And they try for candle for like blow on the half of this pussy. But by the time they reach that the pussy grab, he said go kick the pussy. And they say well in fact now you are the punish. So now in they show the card now. Instead of give this one way Sometimes if they saw you, it go show a yellow card. But in the state, but you know, now the red card come up because you don't take the law into your hand.
Yeah.
So now so demonstration, demonstration during the peace of the internal security. Anything will happen within this, they say saving lives and property. So because the EU ruled that one day, there is nothing you can do within the circumference of the vicinity you are, excluding the law. The law has to be present, and because the law has to be present, what is the procedure? You go write a formal letter, or when I go as a team, for go see if na formal letter you write, you have to be replied to within 72 hours.
Yeah, maybe they may they show you.
No, the 72 hours. No, then they call you.
Yeah, you when I come.
When they can't sit down now, they ask you why you want to do this thing. The protest can be for or against whatever. Some protest there now in favor of something for good. Some protest there now in favor of something whether bad and you want to speak out. So it can be either. So why is it the protest something that campaign like? But now for marching on the streets. The reason being that a right of a one person where it stops is another man's own for a start. So if that today we say you only stop and the other man they start, then the government get the opportunity for like and protect that area there, the stopping and the starting, the exit and the entrance. So how it do? If you say the protest, you write the IG, they reply you, then you go sit down with the IG, they ask you why you want protest. I want protest because petrol it just to go up. And why it go up you want protest? Now because those that are to come and speak out to you, for let you understand why made the petrol they go up, are not doing so. You are in darkness. You don't know. Pass do clean. Petrol will go up today.
Yeah.
Press release don't come out. Social media.
Yeah.
The social media an official area. No. So I want to go protest that government. If not so you information given there now. Yeah. Then the IG go say, oh yes, now fine thing. But how will they do it? Who's not the begin? Because you can forget the route. The meeting point. Okay. Was that the gathering point? Was that the gather? Was that the process? Was that the exit?
For me, you know about other people.
So why they do this? Now because in that process, assume you say you don't say you walk away, Shaka Stevie Street. But this Shaka Stevie Street get for be busy.
Yeah.
So the other thing get for happen, we get we get the bank. We get the bank there. We get the bank there. So they get program there. Yeah. Banks say so bank. We get post office there. So they get forget program.
Government office.
Churches there. So they get forget burial or that thing. The police go say well this time now it coincide with another program where they get for use that area. So what do they do? Now use Sakira Road. Or now use like to Boston
Street. Yeah.
Yes. So when they bagging now, Yeah. Because when we are bagging a meet up, they get for give security to the one that did Shaka Stevie Street. They don't get it already. Yeah. What the police they get for go man that area? You say your area they can't give police there now. Why did they do this? Because you might be doing this in a very genuine cause.
But somebody
there and the thief man in a corner. Why see they do? Then they do the other thing at the back. Quick example. I'm a PR for one of the PR there for the Native Consortium. We had Mohabuda on the place when they go protest from fear. Then me then AYV. Me the talk na AYV as you know. They had Mohabuda all and St. John. Me just go and talk. Now they can whisper to me and say, you never going to talk no more. You man the whole of us. What did I hold up for? Because we talk say we they can protest.
Then you know
in a genuine form, no. Why should they protest now? Center of the town. Man, they don't come on our Wellington. Let me get a go open man the shop there. Then what they wear is they say, eh, fella, they say, we don't know say they protest today. They say no, no, put the shop there. Eh, now people protest. I mean, shop there go protest. So these are criminals.
Yeah.
They don't come on the rampage. They tamper with people their property there. We then they in a genuine form they protest. So now the police they tell you say, come let's sit down. So that when we they do, because for any protest or demonstration, there must be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And that leader, why make it a camp? Because then they take a say, when they come for can't do this, they already get control over the people the way they pull out.
Yeah.
And if something will happen, when they say, they will understand. Not the police for talk day. So now that they made it, they say, come let you meet with the police there. But in a situation, it becomes a faceless. That nobody know they come out at all. The government will not grant you that permission for let you come out. And now this will they see where they always happen. And if you come on any side, they go hold you. But in a situation where you don't carry, you don't give you route. In the course of
police go even guide you.
In the course of you protest, police they don't show you route. Now they get for they don't. Who's not get for go get that? They don't send some police there. Who's not they don't make now that area there. It has been an ongoing area. No other activity not for take place there. That will not no get forget that particular route. It has been secured. So in that process, if somebody go do anything beyond when they like pass with like mostly, then somebody go come out by Victoria Park and say now we get that protest, then they hold up. They go say you know they for that protest. That man not be sure say once they get for come out, so now yanda they come out. So that's the procedure. So why make would they see Sierra Leoneans there? Many a times they talk say police they not they give clearance. It's not that at all. They misunderstand and misinterpret the police or the government to the people, to the public in a very negative version, because they don't agree at all for let them go seek this procedure. They're not the right, or if they're right, they get the other language. Once you don't inform you, not to focus it with you, and not also the law say. The law say inform me, come, I will sit down. They will tell you how they give the security apparatus, how they secure you, because they go in the street. If they expect them for go secure you, and you can only know the value of a police when police cease operation for 1 hour. Then people they are going to chaos community, so tell the man woman the whole lot. The next place where they run for gonna police, they go meet police station all lock. And that happened at Tombo. When Tombo they begin that problem, then they go burn the police. Then what if it happen now? When they want report, then they can wear Waterloo. Before they car Waterloo first, you don't pay transport for car Waterloo. Then you get for the pay every day the car. Then you know the value of the police station and your community. So that's the value of a police. So if in the demonstration or protest, if police not there for secure now, then I go get armed robbers and they go where me do now. The way they get, they tell you they click every day. Then I just go imagine game they play in a stadium. They click they go hang at the gate. When security not there, where they go where there. Now hala no more now. By the time they make how many mobile phone don't go, how many bag don't go, they go because you are out of a security. Poor view. So you get for so far the subsequent. The consequences. So now the situation that this way they make protest. People they talk say where you gonna police, they not give no not for say they not they give. But because of this situation that they make, we not they see down there. So the thing where they try for come also quickly the protest way they try for come and demonstration. It's a demonstration and a protest that is all over the social media saying we they come out. And when we they come out, no keke not for come out. With the burner, no bike not they come out. With the burner, anybody pull in market, you know come out. And a demonstration is a protest. They don't begin to hand people the property that I get for destroy. And some people that they pay for, it can be sympathetic for them financial there, where they support their boys that for come on the street. One the picky they not the commodity. Now they support people there, but I forget say then at the capital is there. When you send somebody for go Rave, you go see dirty house, dirty block, palm body. Then you get a mansion, car they park the motor car. How many out there? If you say the left that you motor car we park, don't na you support her. But when you go and meet palm body, na a broken pot that did it. The reverse version. Now for go back to you will say now. You go shop for no say. Hey, not only say bra, na dry ground, but yeah, na did the problem. Then they can't wear you. They vandalize you, and the one that will they get will always think that they plaza. They will get how many houses there, now they for the hangar. They will they live in a glass house there, now they for the hangar. Because the same man the way they come on, mind you, they come on, you not get control over all man. And when they pull man there for let them come on the street, they talk like say, when you pull man in the street, Then they go meet man, all the hand they did the end there. They direct man no they carry clear, then they go. No. Where click me one door.
So what's the effect?
Yes, no man don't wait. Where click me one door. I'll click door. The devil community that take ownership say click the door today. When you come on an area and you want to fetch man area, they say no, let them come. Where's any abacha already say property down on a capo again. As game done, them boys have beginning to run. Then they take the man on the street. Near the market there. When they reach, then they balance. They say, eh? When they walk one to the balance the city, all man they fed the other road. That means it has become a community ownership. The community does say, me your area, yeah, chief not the apple, nobody know kaya. Because the man when they come for poor area, another area they come out. So if you allow a poor area, you go. Then now you agree. Because if you're not green, now you poor area. So now the financial, the way that they do, then you papa don't born you, mama don't born you, you know the papa, or if you don't politics, the man where they send you in Pekin, you don't go hide there. They not come on the street. Instead where they send you, you not come on the street. Then he can't pay you for that come on. Where we legal board where you don't call register. 1 week you go to the police stations there for talk to the boys there. Because we at the end of the day now mandate pass to go talk for Tima for Posse. Okay, I said, would I send you? Now they respond this. That mandate, they always say, Lord not call his name. But today he said 20,000, say, Lord buy small till Lord eat. But he said, let not call his name. Today we go put the people that okay, they're gonna court. We go to him up. Today they command or fair way for them for them. They no the master.
So what is the effect of you they look at a demonstration a fine or a not fine, and what is the effect on the people, the one that way they do the demonstration, on the community, on the government? How is it?
Demonstration fine, you know, fine. They ask that question, but I think if you see the word I talk about earlier on, it makes people understand the difference.
Yeah.
And then you know, demonstration by term is a very good thing. Demonstration because you are creating awareness.
Yeah.
So well, I would say thank God for this program, because you know one of the challenge with democracy they get, I don't know, you go actually find out say it's a familiar statement all about people, and they say there is no democracy in Sierra Leone. Sometimes people they even accuse the present regime, say they're not democratic, because there are certain things and where they want to do, they need to get them, they need to get their way. So you ask yourself, this request I make, or this thing I want to do, I know they get me way. Is it that I don't ask a rightly story we they talk about now in this program, civic education? Civic education, I don't be lacking at this country, because civic education, and they give you that sense of responsibility, and they make we feel, say, as Sierra Leoneans, now this we owe to we country.
Yeah.
But because if you don't lacking, you find out, say, if you go to Sierra Leone Muslim Congress now, that's school, secondary school. Now then they try for refurbish for making a very decent school. But at one time I asked the teacher, what's happened wearing glass there? When I said that the students they own school. Yes, because one time they did not agree with one policy where the school come up with. And so the best option for let the school understand their voice, now for put the school. So then broke the glass then put the chairs, and then now they back then they for Lambo. Then a one dress with Sierra Leone Muslim Congress uniform, now one bluff that convent lady say I go Muslim Congress. But meanwhile, when you go to the school not get not decent. Where the school where you go there for prize giving, the lady go say, look at that school where they bluff with, look where the school rubbish. You look at St. Edwards, you look at Ahmadiyya, you look at collegiate, all of these secondary schools, all of this demonstration, this protest, what would they say? Now they begin. Colleges, the university. Now they begin all of this stuff before you come to the nation. Because when you watch all of these people where they involve, where they call out these boys for come out, these are grown-up youth. These are big men now, where don't go through all of these stages of life. They begin from school. They begin pulling their school properties. They begin from their homes. They begin for damage their own property in their house. Somebody they tell me about one of their uncle. He say, you know why this way uncle post so where they say how we know they help and this and that. He say, we don't know Sabia. He say, you know how this man been town? He say, where he had been warm, then tell the way they walk. Where they walk, they get. And they buy property, they put in a house. Where see in wealth offender or in brother and sister because they live at the family house. If they live like the family, yes. So when anybody offend them, what did they do? Not to say it, they said, when see take the television, bash. No sense that this house. Nobody need to talk to na this house. He play the television. Now you don't play one television first.
He not get for watch film on it.
Then by the time you know it, he don't go sit down and corner and have some code. Then go inside back again where they offend now.
You want watch game?
Now you want watch game. Pass the get for go na neighbor house. Then where go na the neighbor house now? Where they go offend and they back. Then when they come for calling complain, where they say, but you say, what's he go do na that neighbor house this way? Walk. He vex back. He take the Chinese lamp where they as a option where light study.
It broke up.
It broke up. No sense at this house. Nobody need talk to. Me now una your family. Una not support me. So now today when you look at in life, it's a poor man. He never get any values around them. Because foolishly, if they protest against things the way as far as he concerned, they're not fine. But it's not been the channel and the right way. It's not been the do and the positive way. So there comes to civic education. I mean, it's our time that we take them back to schools. And then we begin educate to Pekin. They let them understand, say, protest. Protest, now where you disagree with a policy.
Yeah.
Where as far as you concerned, this policy not look favorable. Not just for me, but it not look favorable for everybody. This policy go damage with reputation as a nation. It go hit on the economy. It go raise most poverty. Like for this fuel, I go tell you for free, if any Sierra Leonean, good Sierra Leonean decide for come out now and say this fuel increments where as a don't come as a result of government don't take away the subsidy, the money. Now we get a genuine cause for make the government to understand say poverty be done there in existence already. There was hardship before this time, but this way you don't pull so sir, it go make we get more poverty. More hardship go there on the people. So why we not go do it? Protest they call for a change of policy. Another call of change of government. If you have a protest for change government, now ballot box. And then I make normally you musicians and people where they can dedicate with during election, then they make we understand. So now 5 years. If you see go make mistake, you don't get anywhere away for change. Pass next 5 years or through the court. But even the court said there is a period
7 days
where grants you. If you see that period elapse, you don't void. But no matter how you look at it, 5 years now you still get. So if you see who burned down now today, now me they can say vote wisely. No vote for tribe, no vote for Iparima. Vote for somebody where you believe say go bring a genuine cause. And then secondly again you waiting Mr. Rogers they talk about how you they go about it. Go to the police. Inform them. Like when me say I get for begin the lead protest now this country, you know they for very very soon. Because I tell you, me I not agree with the way they approve ministers. I not agree with the way government appointments and they go. But if you don't appoint this man, we don't hear some of the way they can get you, they don't talk some fine talk there. Now we begin hold them accountable on what they don't say. What government send you there for? Policy. Now you're able for cow it out. The policy is the way you outline, when you explain give it. You know don't do it. So now this duel to waiting somebody been tell me about you. Somebody been tell me say where you been in at school. You been the thief in school. Somebody say even at your area, you been get criminal case day. We'll go find out to the police now too. So if we look at all of these things, we'll find out say na so it be. That means to say you're not supposed to hold this office. That means to say this is the reason when you're not able to deliver unto we because you are a thief from the beginning. And then when they come out now, and now these are the protests when me particularly get for beginning the whole in this country. These are the kind of awareness when me as a Sierra Leonean take for the race.
So one day Parliament no ever, one day they no really resist anybody.
Tell me the last time Parliament if somebody na do. They say this particular person will not want her because according to we findings, this man not supposed to hold any office again.
So but it don't come back to the area where I talked this to Mr. Moderator.
Yeah.
In a situation where I say that you're talking about background check. Now one of the areas they done it for protest. Now, President in his wisdom will talk
so you want to help him to.
That's what I'm saying. President in his wisdom will say, "Lara appoint you," because the time President don't can know you. He deliver some way by your name, by whatsoever. He deliver that area there. But the ordinary people there, the way I don't hold you, for let you deliver based on what you don't see you. It can happen say later you know they deliver, but how you go manage do? Now the people that are we they can't serve. Now they for respond. So if this man they return back the good life for you say that's why they do it, not to say they do at all. Now the people that now they say, President, this man give it. I know we say you be say like good possible, not to say they do. So if I don't grumble na corner 1 2 President, reach you know go deliver. Mr. When they tell you say this place here, you do and fine. Go do and do, you know do. Yeah. The next one now. I meet me man and say, "Bolo come along to man before TV. The almost you now say that man, deliver let President know." Yeah, so in that situation, now in that situation where they come here about this protest business, because if they try for come pass the message now to the right authority, for them know say this person or what he be say or waiting for happen here, it's not happening at all. But let me quickly come to these subsidies. Why make these subsidies don't be tampered? You see, when you create gap in education for educated people, they don't understand. When they assume the assumption fall on which needs the paper with no response, for they come with the easy. Yes,
they don't fix
and this now the area this education will they do so. Now the education they are the information and the other ministries will therefore real highlight work on.
Therefore can go
yes,
to the
these subsidies. Now subsidies where if they tell you what the government they give per month, it be too boku. But what if it happen? The government they give for with the ordinary people there. For now we see how this fear how go pass out there. No, the Guinea now one out of the country. Let's leave the out of the country. We have companies. Companies then are there companies that they instead of them get their own rate at which they for go buy, not under government for the ordinary people there. Then they pass through with the ordinary one they go buy there one gallon. Now so that's how they pass for come buy. At the end of the day, that huge tax way for the one they call for the enjoy. Now in there they live under SAFU. And then they bypass where they buy the one gallon. So the farmer say they make more huge money, profit than the other record. So now government they go at a loss in every month.
Okay.
So government take and say this money here before the loss and so now companies it's like now for companies they pay more.
Now you know what
yeah, than we. Where the government they can pay for instead of now we now for the one gallon. It's not coming from where the one gallon.
I don't know that. I don't know.
We learned from that today. It's not coming out for with the one gallon. It's coming for the bouncer there. So that means government is like paying for companies.
Then they instead of they take the money.
So government say before this money here, we go to put so in the waste they go that kind ending.
Yeah.
Then this money now we draw back, and then they go now to we get education, we get agriculture one account. So they want put out that side way to be there for let people to understand before we get there. But it is not there. And some of the protests that if the protest was genuine, for let them really come up for cry to God. But then now, politics and other things they hide under. Politics and other things they hide under. Not all. They don't want. They don't want use her as a head no more. For say now for petrol, but it's not more fear.
But yes, me brother. You know the education aspect of the government. I think I've been we don't talk and we'll continue for share. The Bio regime still a struggle with information for inform the people. Me brother earlier I want to talk. He say when fuel price one go up, now social media people and they know. I for be so how for on earth you go get a government over the people. Then everything before the people and they know before the government they can't inform the people. The social media don't get it away.
They have the
and the leakage again irony. Now you sit up by your computer, you have put press release. As you don't type so. Who done the sabotage the inside the office? You not pull it. The minister won't pull her or the director won't pull her. You not pull it as a type so inside the machine. You don't know social media now. You don't understand? The reaction coming later for reactors until we already.
Because if you want for demonstrate, because like in this case now, so what we need not to protest. We just need demonstration for create awareness now for the government for understand say this subsidy where you don't pull Now like wetin we people like use for theory. Then say we 2 elephants in effect. Now the gas, now they suffer. Now the government get a genuine reason.
Yeah.
Why they want to take back the money? Because they say the money where they put for the ordinary man. Now the rich and the influential.
Yes.
But now for create that awareness for government for able to understand say, papa government. This na point wetin you talk it makes sense. Now na government. But there as it is now, the ordinary man will suffer more on this than even they suffer before. Okay. So there comes about also making the government to understand that even within ourselves as a government, we are cut down. Because the government also, they spend too much. Pass waiting and they get. And economic situation make we understand, say, where you begin for spend, pass how you the hand. There is every tendency for let you become bankrupt. There is every tendency for let you face difficult economic situations.
Okay, Fambo then when I don't get one clear message from Tutu Rogers, the government, and of course Mr. Davis, the government always lock for tell the people then waiting at the problem. Now today when I for no say why make government put subsidy, that money where they put on top. Because when they sell the petrol crude oil overseas, now other there with my country, where they say now $150 for barrel, government been always they give $50, if give them petrol pump people them, like Malador, you get Leonco, you get Total, you get NP, and they give them that $50. When they go buy cam, instead of make sure say the ordinary people then get the correct price, then they they run inside make in such a way that now them benefit out of the money. Now that government don't see. He say no, this me I not they pay no money. Now they go buy the car, you want to go buy television or motor overseas. Now that you want to see. But ladies, colleagues, today I see the Deputy Minister of Marine Resources, Aissata, Madam, of course, Kamara. I think Balamuya, or I don't know one of the places. Cambia. A day they ton fish. But one thing will shock me now where I see streams. Then they export them to Guinea. So they say wait again for fair this and that. Yes, you know, I get a story about somebody we talk the time of President Ernest Bai Krumah. Even the export oyster overseas, and I think say every month or every day or in the year, I don't know, but it talk about 7,000 tons of oyster every month. Now even the export. Even say even talk to certain people then inside this matter being government. He say when I get the chance again, may begin for export, and he go take care of the entire salaries of not only I can get for pay, but he will contribute into the entire salary structure of the government workers. That oyster no more way they say. So I want to use this medium for thank you to Madam Aissata first, and at the canto owner. But before I canto owner, I want to make we play. I show una again or the farm with them another thing we want with man they talk to Africa. He say, now we say they shoot we self now they like we Africans. The with man they talk say, he said they America or the EU with you all the things that they do now they not crazy. He say we want make sure say them black man they forever they never get factory there where they make motor car, where they make television, where they make plane. We want to keep them no more. Make them the thing that way they get. We can't dig and yeah, we they dig and they dirty all we can go pull what we want pull there we left in. So one Africa for them. Take a look, viewers. They wanna take a look of what in that which man they talk.
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. and Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay? And that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay? And to show them it's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor. You know, so this is what we do in academic institutions. We know the basic forces that have caused this underdevelopment. We know it's colonization. We cannot afford to allow Africa to industrialize and start producing manufactures. Okay, so we will do everything to stop that. And I'm going to show you how we actually block that. We had East Asian rapid industrialization processes. So in the earlier period, we had Japan and Korea and Taiwan. Okay, rapid growth, sucking in all those countries, finished industrialization, then sub-Saharan African growth rate again fell. Sub-Saharan Africa is condemned to this role, just the supplier of raw materials, not a manufacturer. The currencies are collapsing of these countries, and many of them are sub-Saharan African countries. After colonization ended, we needed new structures to keep these countries where they were. Okay? And the first of those is aid. Okay, we give them aid. Aid for what? Actually, we give them aid to keep repressive regimes in power. That's all. All the hypocrisy about transparency and democracy and bullshit like that, it's all bullshit. But it would go to country after country offering loans. And if the president did not accept the loan, they were killed. It's just economics. It's economic warfare. The rich declare war on the poor. It happens everywhere. It happens in a country. The rich control the government. Of course they do. You really believe you have democracy? Come on. You know, I mean, grow up. Who has all the subsidies and income support? US, Europe. The largest budgets in the world for supporting their farmers are Europe and US. You see, we're keeping them dependent. We're keeping them on a string. This next round of the WTO is designed to block that. To block anyone else getting on top of the ladder.
Yeah, family now. You see, where would they tell una, and especially the opposition, the thing that where would they do to ourselves? The wait man don't tell una exactly. See, they want that we scatter one. Where would they know more? Then the care go all of them things that we will get in this country. Now I make when I look at Britain, a country where colonize this country. One day, normally we see them come really, they put up a factory now for make motor car or for make television or to even then plane or then weapons stuff. Now that is the reason why we look at Russia, where when they see Burkina Faso, Chad, Mali, and Niger, where they revolt, so where the opposition then they take and the other way. One cool no. these people, now make they were away the French African territories, then get something up there. Then not for that division where we system there, we political division, we don't make us so the renown that with the cost with president, we no one know waiting, and that's now one of the sickening things that way they happen to we in Africa, in Salonia. Because we know they look at waiting they happen, the bigger picture. Now that small side where they look somebody one can sit on a power, may just amass where to them. But look at what this white guy they tell we. They want keep we as very poor all the time, and they make sure say they bring the thing that to we will make we split with them and stone we self, just like what thing they happen in Africa. That's the reason why sometimes the two gentlemen they wanna see here where I been asked, I say we now know they see the thing the way the white man and they do to we, you know. When I think say nothing the way we get for left and na corner, and I say because this kind of situation what they see in Sierra Leone more. The white man there, when I not think say I ask them, I say when I not think say they therefore plan them where Mr. President be called for me they can see around they go around the country for see which mineral they will get. I ask them, I say when I not see say na in now the stone where they take stone this president, and the people there where they pass through na the opposition. And then they pass through for make them know say, oh, Salon na the third largest, they get the third largest deposit of iron. Salon get zircon and chromite. Now they use for it inside telephone and quota. Now they inside the telephone. Now those things they will not even explain. Then the same Salon get petroleum. Now the Solima end. The same Salon get some forest region like the TY Islands, the Gola Forest, the Utabe Kilimi, the Warawara Mountain, the Mara Hills, the Kambo Hills. These are reserve forests, them, and even part of this Peninsula Hills. These are riches where Salon get. And they want pass through some of them with politicians and the opposition for really shatter this country. This is the thing they try for tell now. But may I bring in Mr. Rogers. May he just tell we what we go do for let we overcome this kind of thing where this white man don't tell. We say like where Donald Trump say, he say Africans are lazy. He say they look like monkey. Monkey me, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I will take up from the area of the Deputy Minister Aissata.
Yeah.
Kawawe say he's on the border.
Yeah.
In not a shock or surprise. She would have done more if she would have been given the space. This that the person when I be resident minister na the Northwest.
Yeah.
This na be the one person where you go feel saying for all no more pusher, let you go. But she's a very strong person. Where it be say it then the Northwest. Now be the only person this since in history where they arrest motocar from Gambia. And can't let an anti-corruption commission na free tire.
Yeah.
They say let us search her. These are the person who go to map a whole woman to say this is not going to say pass a search her. She was brought under the the Minister of Trade for let deputizer, for let turn deputy. For be a strong force. Because we see say Dr. Inga Sandina with that kind of force not be there in this country, in America or all this while
China.
Akaika from diaspora. Akaika so you not be sabi the language and the grow.
Yeah.
But this one when the first to run for like be a deputy because nothing will happen at the trade ministry. This is one of the ministry this will be done lack for long. There are no trade monitors.
Yeah, there.
I say there are no trade monitors. What are they doing? What is the feedback? Nothing. Each one trade monitor you get 50 shop where every day, every month they go get small thing. Instead of waiting for going to the government coffer and the pocket coffer they go. So there have been no trade monitors. And the trade now me see who say because not me see now we see who say a home minister he gets a press conference. We say that press conference the petroleum na the dictator.
Petroleum the regulatory.
Now they talk now. Now the conference is say where like go 15,000 the Malwa that the chairman say.
Mr. Balwa.
Where na so minister say oh that woman he says I be the man I just vex come on. Then he says where we go see what go happen and he say go come later. The home minister. Very shocking. But now the woman this way come just within few days. Where he work out they come on go check na the shop there. For begin the lock shop there. The place it change straight. Other business India people there they change. But just within seconds from where go keep up. And not come on and they give feedback them. The deputy I can remember I meet up side they make a la. When they say lock up, a lock up. Just because
they lock the deputy.
The deputy. With the whole say, with the deputy, pastor can't get order.
Pastor they can't send out.
With people that be saying that they be send on side again.
He
lost. He lost. Yes, because the founder say if you come out 2-3-10, no problem. And some position there's some monkey they let you know can lock up and buy. But that she has been very proactive all this while. So what side they don't send her? For now you say they go hold the fish there, they turn her one by one. What side this fish they go? It's not a shock. And what did they make as they talk the market there right now, fish. You know they say the fish they come out to eat, but not to eat the eater. All they go. Before this time if you go by the border, the gario, the pameo, the fish, the streams where they talk, all things is
timber.
Yeah, we know the
coffee.
Yes, all is going coffee. Now one of the things that the way they white now the British.
I'm telling you.
And the idea it cost. Some people they can they say that gold drug so they talk. Gold. They say before they come for gold, then they come for coffee. They say because then it's very expensive at the market right now.
Yes.
Fast. So we are not seeing all these things. So I'm not. It's not a surprise. But coming to the white people, that drop the quick. Now that the white people from studies, from day one, they don't know say are the black who said they meet there and did it for day. Now make even will be the area story there. I don't know if they still area say we go study in Russia, some country there. Or the day talk say they go back from the country that they inject you. They can now. Not to say that. Now Malad talk the night they talk in the past years. You know because they know say what they don't put inside you. They can wheat and all that thing there. Now because the corona, some countries there. Imagine America no more there. People that die over 20,000. 20, I mean, be million inside with this corona, the one that they die no more. Million. So the one that they die, and inside the one that they die, some factories 2,000. That balance all go. So what did they produce per month? You know they again. So if they produce 50,000 bags of rice, and that 50,000 they then get 10,000, then 40 can the whole world. Because not to Africa no more, they can the whole world. Then now the one that they did it now, they produce 10,000 instead of 50,000. How many thousand they go put down for they come for the whole world? They get for take for that 10,000. So 5,000 they left to them. 5,000 come for the whole world. So now we have to try say for that 40,000, would they get 10,000 now? So take for that 5,000 now 50 bags would they get. So imagine the guy 50 bags. How many money they run for company 50 bags? And for that 50 bags again. Now the one that they get money, the capital. One great man they say for that 50 bags, around 10 bags. Okay, say people that keep buy rest. Until don't go. So what do we do? So the last one will be that they will not allow the white people that become dictators. That topic will be get dictators in our own sovereignty. This is not a sovereign state. We get all we with for let we set him out strong. What do we get? What would they put now whether they can take for crown go for go refiner? Do ya let the government see say that might show that they use for Parliament. Parliament, I mean I say government now. Total. Let them machine they'll get the same thing then I. So that what they put now, we say for the producer. If we say begin the export, then the dollar, the difference here will you, that's what they're going to match. But because we not call no more with the call, we not the gear, now go keep it.
No,
so
it is not.
The dollar they go. So let do ya. Let the white man there will not say will not say where they don't talk partners there for long. But the partnership do ya. Let it be say how they hold the you and let the hold day. Who say you na hold. If we want go into system, let it be better. Really? Before this time a better system. Now go back to better.
Alright. Something the way see we're really emotional. The Africa economic institutions, the institutions, the way for make Africa economy boom, way for make we get a very good economy. And then self get the white man and self get the own institutions, the way they boom the economy. So waiting them do, then extract from we and empower their own institution, economic institutions then, so that they will get weight and voice over we own.
Yeah.
And to a point now, what you see, you actually they see say, when we get the African Development Bank, but how many African nations will they go take money in the African Development Bank? But now the IMF will they go. Now then they give even the African Development Bank.
They are part of the
IMF.
Bank, yeah.
Yes. So he said the International Monetary Fund, and now then Ola, now then Annie Day, now then KID. So with such kind of situations, follow me come under this kind of situation where we don't fall under, so it's a very difficult thing, but there is possibility for we come out. Look at the military, for example, all African military. The expenditure, the total expenditure of the African military, believe me, still they outsourced from the white man.
Still buying from them.
So how you go get a strong security where we able to defend the territorial integrity of the state as the ministry called for be?
The man they send for you and
they send for you. Not to make people and they even they assume say all of this military coup where they happen now the place over the military look like, for example, the same Babadi, or how they call her Mamadou Nubuya. Now from France he been there. Now France don't train and don't send her inside.
Yes.
Now when we begin see all of this now become rampant, now we begin to understand say it's like this now a rise up against the French nations. So you know then
how Osama bin Laden come on?
Say it again. So with all of the white man and get a structure where they set up. But like you say, we go for really look into that kind of statement.
This statement is a whole topic of itself.
So thank you very much, reviewers, for our time, for accepting our host, on our business places, on our workplace, even on our car, because you get some people that now they drive. I see them get television at the back now.
They get the phone.
Oh yeah. So you set na your own private corner, you get your phone at your hand, they watch them. So continue for like the Mercy TV channel 21 on Facebook, channel 29. Sorry, the Civic Hour. Continue for the like and like all of our other programs them. But most importantly, Mercy TV they want find program, and that program they will once and for all they continue. But waiting they lack now financial resources. So there
support.
Yes. So if we can come in on that part, we believe so we're able to do more, and this program we're able to improve as soon as they expect and for be. So until Wednesday, on Davis.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, fun with them. We don't come to the end of today's broadcast, and the only thing we at the talk, then we are waiting to see with the come. They know the men begin for use this coconut as small. Because it makes no sense to anybody. From 2018, this would they come out, they be no pain, no gain. That's what it is.
Moderator,